New details now in a Target 12 investigators exclusive contract controversy. We've obtained thousands of pages of documents that shed new light on how a multi-million-dollar taxpayer-funded contract went to a brand new consulting firm whose managing partner was still working for a close confidant of the governor.
The documents include emails from inside the highest offices of state government and show the governor's office was eager to get a contract signed. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here now with the exclusive details.
Through a public records request with the state, Target 12 secured over 2,000 pages of messages, calendar entries, and other material, including a never-before-seen email, which helped set this process in motion. On March 5th, 3 days after Governor McKee was sworn in, the governor's office held a Zoom meeting to discuss new education consultants. On the call with the governor was his then chief of staff, Tony Silva, Department of Administration Director Jim Thorson, head of state purchasing Nancy McIntyre, and Michael Magee, the governor's longtime close confidant and campaign donor, and a member of his transition team. Magee is also head of the education nonprofit Chiefs for Change. During the meeting, he floated the possibility of hiring a firm called ILO Group, which his top deputy at Chiefs for Change had just incorporated the day before. Less than an hour after that Zoom, Magee sent the meeting participants this email, laying out how they should word the bidding document for the taxpayer-funded contract. Magee wrote that the chosen firm would support all aspects of school reopening and build out the governor's municipal education programs. He added, "We want one vendor," and valued the contract at between $12 and $15 million. Within days, Director Thorson forwarded that email to other senior state officials, writing, "Governor McKee called this morning to ask me if we can move this along." By June, Mcgee's subordinate had landed the bulk of the contract, with ILO Group's award valued at over $5 million. That raised a red flag with John Marion, head of Common Cause Rhode Island.
So it's very unusual for someone outside of government to be telling government what to do when they write an RFP that's ultimately helps one of their business associates.
It also alarmed State Representative Jason Knight, who previously grilled state officials about ILO as a member of the House Oversight Committee.
I understand the need, the desire to move government faster, and there are ways to do that. There are ways to make it more efficient, but sidestepping what's on black letter law in the books is not the way to go.
Knight reviewed the new emails obtained by Target 12.
It looks to be that the governor's staff, in ways large and small, over time, said, let's try to steer this business towards this ILO group for whatever their reasons are. But it's not the right way to do it.
A spokesperson for the governor tells Target 12 McKee sought the advice of Dr. Mike Magee, a national education expert who volunteered his time throughout the transition. And while Dr. Magee did make suggestions based off his expertise, it was an independent review committee that evaluated the proposals and recommended the firm for hire. In this letter sent to Target 12, a lawyer for the governor's office said they withheld 135 documents related to ILO, which they say they don't have to release under state law. McKee has insisted he was not involved in the procurement process that led to ILO being selected.
I don't get a say. I don't sit in the room and do the scoring. I don't get it in the room and have it brought to me.
Yet the emails show McKee's office was hands-on throughout the process. On May 4th, after ILO's initial offer came in millions of dollars higher than those of other bidders, a state lawyer wrote, "We need to get this wrapped up. My understanding is that the expectation from the governor is that this will not be less than 22,000 hours for this project."
So why is the governor's people saying it should contain a specific, the RFP or the contract should contain a specific amount of hours that are needed to accomplish the job? Presumably, that would be coming from the Department of Education.
Knight says he doesn't think the bidding process for the ILO contract was truly competitive.
My goal is that everybody learns their lesson, and this doesn't happen again.
We reached out to Michael Magee and the ILO Group. Both declined to comment for this report, citing an ongoing investigation by the Attorney General's office. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.